You might use these products daily, but don't take them for granted because one day they might be illegal.
We've got to delete him from the servers. We can't.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 banned everyday items. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at seemingly run-of-the-mill objects that are used every day by some people, but which have been banned by other governments or government organizations at some point in time.
Consult a dictionary only if you're challenging another player's word. If the word isn't in the dictionary, the player loses their turn.
Please note, we've done our best to confirm that all of these bans are legit, but in some cases it's possible that they were either just in consideration, temporary, or strongly encouraged guidelines.
And those for whom the extraordinary will never be enough.
Number 10. Furbies, banned by the NSA.
The more you play, the more they do.
Remember those lovable robotic toys from your childhood? Well, you might be remembering them wrong, because these hamster or owl-like creatures went on to become kind of less lovable.
You're gonna get it!
This is because of the Furbies' almost human-like ability to start speaking English as they grew.
You've gotta get rid of those Furbies. They've turned feral.
Unfortunately, the National Security Agency came to believe that the pre-programmed English words the Furbies said were a result of their repeating words that they heard. In 1999, this led to the NSA to ban the toy from their headquarters in fear that it would also be a recording device with the potential to repeat classified information in public. However, the ban was ultimately removed when this was revealed to be a myth. So how many people at the NSA had Furbies? That's the real question. Number 9. Game consoles, banned by China. In an attempt to stop what they felt were negative effects on their children's mental and physical development, the Chinese government banned the sale of video game consoles in the year 2000.
It didn't work. Instead, they play online and personal computer games, which makes China the world's third largest market in terms of revenue.
It was a nice effort, but consoles still came into the country through the gray market. It wasn't until 2014 that the Ministry of Culture finally lifted the ban in the Shanghai Free Trade Zone and allowed foreign companies like Microsoft and Sony to build their consoles. A year later, the ban was lifted nationwide.
All of these were technically illegal before the ban was lifted. They were smuggled in from Hong Kong, the US, and sometimes Japan.
Video games themselves, though, are still restricted and need to be approved by the ministry. Number 8. Online video games, banned by South Korea.
The government estimates that around 10% of young people between 10 and 19 are internet addicts.
Whereas China banned consoles, South Korea went a different way and struck at PC gaming, which is responsible for a large part of the country's video game addiction. As part of the government's effort to fight it, they introduced the Cinderella Law in 2011, which sadly has nothing to do with glass slippers and handsome princes.
Goodbye!
No, wait. Come back.
And more to do with ending your adventures at midnight. Also called the Shutdown Law, it blocks access to online games for people under 16 from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. In 2014, the law was eased to allow parents to decide whether or not they wanted the law to apply to their children, which is a saving grace for you night owl gamers. But seriously, get some sleep.
How do you kill that which has no life?
Number 7. Baby walkers, banned by Canada.
So children can fall down stairs. They can now reach things that they wouldn't be able to reach before.
In 2004, Canada officially banned this seemingly harmless tool for toddlers, following a 15-year voluntary ban on retailers. Seems like the device might not be so harmless after all, as baby walkers, meant to help babies learn to walk faster, can actually have the opposite effect and delay the process by 2 to 3 weeks. Then there are all those preventable injuries. Canada was the first country to ban walkers, and if you think you'd be able to get one secondhand, well, that's illegal too. If you're caught with one, you could be fined up to $1,000 Canadian or spend 6 months in jail. Yikes! Number 6. Chewing gum, banned by Singapore.
I am sorbitol, maltitol, xylitol, mannitol, calcium carbonate, soy, lecithin, vegetable-derived glycerin, and talc. But for expediency's sake, you can call me Gum.
This ban was proposed in 1983 because gum was being used to vandalize mailboxes, high-rise apartments, keyholes, and elevator buttons. It wasn't until 1987 that things got serious though, with people disposing of their gum on the new railway system, the MRT. Gum was used to block sensors and prevent doors from closing, which cost a pretty penny to repair. In 1992, the new Prime Minister put the ban into effect, and today the only gum allowed in Singapore is dental or nicotine gum, which is prescribed by a doctor.
Are you chewing gum?
Nicotine gum.
Being caught with gum can lead to a fine or imprisonment. and just spitting it out in public carries a $700 fine.
Have you ever gotten a fine before?
No, never.
Number 5. Flip-flops. Banned by Capri, Italy. Flip-flop, flip-flop. Sure, that sounds annoying, but folks on the Italian island of Capri took their annoyance to the next level and banned flip-flops altogether. The beach shoes fall under the category of noisy footwear, which isn't allowed under risk of fine or arrest. So people, please keep your clogs at home too. It's one of many bans in Italy aimed at preserving public security.
Dangerous to drive in flip-flops.
Sheldon?
Sorry. I just don't want to be yet another flip-flop fatality.
Building sandcastles, collecting seashells, playing ball games, kissing in a car, and wearing miniskirts are all forbidden as well in different areas. Still, all of that probably won't stop anyone from vacationing on Capri's beautiful beaches. Number 4. Blue jeans, banned by North Korea. Western culture may not always be the best influence when it comes to certain things, but who can argue with the utility and comfort of blue jeans?
I'm comfortable in jeans that are tough.
Well, Kim Jong-un for one, that's who. In an attempt to minimize the influence of Western fashion, North Korea's leader banned blue jeans in the country. While it is a nationwide ban, it will primarily be enforced in the areas closest to the Chinese border, where the most American culture can sneak in. The ban also extends to all piercings, including ears. It might be just another day in North Korea, but to a democratic nation, the ban seems unbelievable. Number 3. Kinder eggs, banned by the USA.
Don't make me run! I'm full of chocolate!
Warning, this entry may contain small parts of nonsense that could cause confusion hazards. Adult supervision required. The ban on Kinder Surprise eggs actually goes back to a 1938 act that prohibits candy with a non-nutritive substance embedded in it to be sold in the US. Thanks to possible choking hazards and the fact that they're only suitable for children over 3 years of age, Kinder Surprise cannot be sold in the country. The eggs can't even be brought into America, and fines are reportedly set at $300 to $2,500 per egg. How's that for a Kinder Surprise? While the US is the only country to have banned the chocolate, there have only been a reported 7 deaths worldwide from kids choking on Kinder since 1989. Number 2. Doorknobs, banned by Vancouver, Canada.
I said a little of that went a long way.
Aside from paving the way for low flush toilets and LED light bulbs, Vancouver is also the first Canadian city to ban doorknobs. This has been in the hopes that people won't get stuck in whatever room they're in, with levers being used to open doors instead.
Children, I must ask you not to use any of the doorknobs in the house. Just push on the wood of the door and it'll open.
As of 2014, all new buildings have been built with levers instead of knobs, in an effort to phase out the old design. It is mainly meant to aid the disabled and people with arthritis, but it also helps people who are older or carrying things in their hands, like groceries. The ban was part of a bylaw to make housing more accessible, which also mandated bigger hallways, higher outlets, and wider staircases for possible stair lift installation. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
All letters played must touch at least one letter that is already on the board to form at least one complete word.
Number 1. Ketchup, banned by France.
Ketchup? 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 Ketchup.
This ban might be the most baffling of them all. As of 2011, ketchup has been banned in school cafeterias in France. The reason for the prohibition, according to National Association of Directors of Collective Restaurants chairman Christophe Hébert, is to preserve French culture. Luckily, French fries aren't a traditionally French meal, so kids won't have to suffer through eating plain potato sticks, which they can only have once per week anyway. Hébert sees ketchup as too American, and wants children to learn native French recipes and pass them down to their kids. He also believes that ketchup covers up the taste of their fine cuisine. And you know what? He's kinda right. Ketchup is a garbage condiment. There, I said it.
I'm in way over my head. He's talking to the ketchup now.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.